Oh no. Not again. Ah, well, we all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Quarbit, and welcome back for some more Finland to Rome. We're on episode 4 today, and let's see if we can get a little bit more progress done. Of course, if you're enjoying the series so far, then leaving a like would be appreciated, and subscribing would make sure you don't miss the rest of it. Now, I think what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to give France some money, and we're going to declare on Austria, just so I can take a few provinces down here. Of course, we're going to go ahead with admin efficiency, just to grab that. Having high admin efficiency is going to significantly boost our AE decrease. So, in theory, we should be able to conquer a lot more in the coming years. On the bright side, we are making a disgusting amount of cash right now, which is quite nice. Which means I should be able to afford an entire extra army to help us fight. Oh, it looks like Austria was already in it, basically from the start. Or maybe I just missed it, I'm not really sure, but, well, there it is. Well, what I can do is just clean up the rest of Denmark, which would pretty much be the same as declaring on Austria and getting them out of the coalition, so... Alright, looks like our modernized armies are going to be able to win this super easily now. I don't really know who I'm confident enough to fight in battle. I mean, Austria definitely. Spain is easy. I don't know about the Ottomans though. The Ottomans still kind of scare me. Alright, well this is going to get me a little bit closer to taking Wien at some point, so I'll take it. Alright, so if I wanted to take the rest of Denmark, I'd probably have to wait somewhere around too long. So I might just leave them as Holstein. Alright, this is probably the best I'm gonna get out of Denmark. I can eventually go and grab the rest later, but... yeah, right now, this is a little bit too large of a coalition, so... in fact, if I wanted to, I could form Scandinavia now, but I really just don't, to be honest with you. They don't have a mission tree, they don't have ideas, they don't have any specific events as far as I know. It really just gives you extra unrest for a few years, that's about it. In any case, looks like, I don't even know who's winning at this point, Austria or France. France is winning in Austria, and Austria just sieged down all of France, so... I don't even know what's happening anymore. Alright, cleansing of heresy, let's bring in Silesia, and we should be fine. Let's go. Sorry, I'm getting what separatists? Liberus? I have literally never heard of that nation ever. Huh. Okay. Ah yes, I see that the RNG gods are definitely on my side today. Feels good, man. Alright, well, we have around 2 years to clean up this war. Just gotta make sure it gets done by then, so I can invade Spain again. Well, there goes Roma, so I can get the Papal State out of this whole thing. Alright, sounds good to me. And the new Emperor, a 523. A little better balanced than the last one, so that feels pretty good. Well, a new year goes by, and still, it's not one of our better options. Alright, this is probably the best we're gonna get out of this, unfortunately, so... now I just need to move over to Spain to clean up whatever's left here. Alright, well I'm not sure I'm gonna have enough time to move this guy over, but we're gonna have to declare war on Spain anyway. And now we're getting court and country, but at least that means our absolutism is looking pretty good. You know, there's something. And Spain is for some reason attacking me on this fort. I don't really understand the logic behind it, but I'm sure they have good reason. Alright, there goes Madrid, time to walk on to Toledo. And I somehow won against that fleet. Huh, I don't know how I did that. Well, this is gonna be a massive rip for Spain. Rip. Alright, well that's pretty much all of mainland Spain. We just have a couple of places we could pick up, but I think I'm just gonna let Sardinia release itself. I sure hope Spain doesn't mind if I do something little like this. Ooh, and the new heir, 631, well, quite a lot better than the ones I've been having recently. Well, truce with Portugal's done. That's either gonna create a coalition, or Portugal's going to patiently wait for me to annex them. Let's hope it's the latter. Alright, Mali is willing to leave with the low price of literally a white piece. Alright, there it is. Thank you, Mali. I'm just gonna get rid of your alliance with Spain if you don't mind. Alright, sounds good to me. So I think I'm just gonna fill up the rest with a massive amount of cash and then leave. Alright, I mean, sounds good to me. France? Why? Alright, I guess we can do it. Alright, so a couple of these should be more than enough to keep some of these people out of the coalition. Also, I really wouldn't mind actually allying the Timurids. They have a pretty good alliance network, and I'd like to add to that. Alright, let's get rid of the last Portuguese troops. Also, truce with England is up, so let's get on that. Now, unfortunately, England's actually spread out a good portion of its AE. Well, of its land, actually. England's all the way over here, so I still can't even full annex them. I let them live for far too long. On the bright side, though, I have ended up in a war with Holland, so I can take Zealand, if nothing else. Alright, well, quantity ideas are now complete, so, total capacity for 230,000 troops complete. I just need to have a massive navy to go along with it, so once this war with the Dutch and English is over, we'll be good to go. You know what, with all these new armies we have, I might as well go and rename them. Alright, let's set up our legions. We have the Rockbox Legion, we have the Martis Legion, the Nutski Legion, and we have the Arkino Legion. There we go. Well, there goes Den Haag. Well, if separate piecing doesn't give me much from Holland, I think I'm just gonna use them in this piece then. Alright, England, you're free to go. Oh, Algerian separatists. Let's get rid of those. Hey, France, do you maybe want to, like, piece out of this? Alright, I'm sure if we get rid of the remaining Breton troops, we can finally end this stupid conflict. There we go. I just had to waste some mil doing it, but there it is, finally. I do have some Tunis to be invading, so... You know, if we could speed things up, that'd be nice. Well, this war's been going on for 3 years, and, it's not done yet. It's been so long, Portugal's had the opportunity to go to South Africa. And now particularists have risen up in the Cape. Come on, guys. Also, someone's separatists are doing their thing in Lithuania. Oh, and Austria left the coalition. Alright, I'm gonna give it until the end of the year. If France doesn't peace out this month, I'm just gonna start a second war. Well, you know the rules and so do I. Oh, and right after I declare war, of course they peace out. Okay, sure. And they made Portugal give one province to me. Well, alright, I'll take it. Alright, so hopefully after this war, I can move my trade capital to the English Channel, where we'll probably make more money if I use all my lights. Well, that's one siege done. And I guess at this point I could build a flagship. Alright, let's get it done. Let's go monthly chance of admiral skill gain. And I can apparently only call it the Desmond. It has to be called the Desmond. Well, okay. Morocco would actually leave by themselves, so I think I'm gonna take the gold province right here, and then just head out, so thank you. I love these free stab hits. Quite nice. Alright, time to move all the way to Alexandria, and these guys can stay behind to siege. Alright, so that's the end of Tunis, and for that I'm gonna be taking these. We're gonna snake across North Africa here, and what's great about it is that no one cares, so... works for me. Now this little part here is just so I can invade the Ottomans, because I'm starting to feel a little bit bold. Ah, yes, indeed. Finish Iberia. Alright, and now that we're finally at peace, I can move my trade capital to London. Alright, so this should increase both my trade and a couple other things real quick. Alright, 37 a month. Could be worse, could be better. Alright, 42 ducats a month. I'd say that's a bit of an improvement from what we were making here. Alright, and let's just build a massive fleet of light ships here real quick. Alright, I think 100 lights will do it just fine. On the bright side though, we did touch that cusp just close enough so that the Ottomans can't join a coalition against us. And that's one of the best feelings in the world. I feel like I might actually want to declare war on Austria just so I can take a couple of these provinces, because they have a lot of trade value. And eventually I'll have to betray France, but that's not today. That's not going to happen for, well, a pretty long time actually. I also have more than enough men in order to actually invade and maybe subjugate Lübeck. Alright, 92 absolutism. Feels good. Now, I could, if I wanted to, get rid of some governing capacity to get up to 100 absolutism. I'll give it back at some point, but I just want to reach 100 real quick. I like how the West African coast is a completely different flavor now. You have Brittany, Frisia, and Holland here, rather than your usual Spain, France, England type of deal. I mean, we still have... Oh, wait a second, that's not Spain. Wait a minute. Now, I could just declare on Austria, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. The only problem is I don't want to declare on anyone in the Empire yet. Instead, I'm totally willing to declare on Milan, though. And all the trade ships are complete, which is nice. I just gotta get improved up. Alright, now I have 66% of the channel, giving me around 70 ducats per month, which is pretty nice. Apparently, Epirus thinks they're going to rise up here. I honestly don't know how that's possible, but they're getting some cores for sure. It looks like Lübeck is going to get stomped on a little bit. Rip Lübeck. Alright, you guys ready to invade Italy? Because I sure as hell am. And there goes my admiral, I think. Time to go grab a new one. My navy tradition's gonna go up pretty fast too. All that protecting trade's gonna help out a lot. Alright, that siege is done. Time to move to the next one and convert a little more. Ooh, actually, that's a little scary and I don't like it. How about I siege something different? And they took Calais, like always. Calais seems to be like that one scapegoat province. They always immediately go for Calais. I don't know why. Ah, now that's not cool. I was gonna finish this siege. I guess not anymore. Well, let's wait for this guy to take Wien. Shouldn't be too long now. There we go. Now, I do still need around 1,000 ducats for this, but conveniently a loan is pretty much that much, so... works for me. Let's grab some new tactics. You guys actually have a 3-star general? I didn't think you'd see many of those, but okay. 125% discipline and better tactics. The difference is, pretty staggering. Alright, let's go do the same thing to Austria. Alright, Austria, well, you've made me take out my full firepower just to, you know, invade a couple of nations. Didn't think I'd have to go this far, but there it is. Oh, and of course, now you rise up. Right, there goes Treviso. Rip Milan. That entire army is gone. Alright, so we've done some damage to Austria too, but not really enough damage, because I need these. And I also need those forts if I want to get anything done. Unfortunately, that would probably also end my entire career, so... a bit of a balancing act here. I would think maybe just like one province and then we can move on. Alright, let's move on. That gives us enough with Milan to do whatever we like. Alright, this is what we can do for now. And the Mad Lads, Epirus, or Epirus, however you like to say it, they literally just formed a nation out of Naples. This isn't even like... how do you even have this? Why? Well, now I can't really use Naples as a reconquest vassal, because they have like 6 cores. They just lost like 5 of them. Honestly, no idea how that works, but okay. We have some Moroccan separatists to take care of. The truce with Spain is coming up pretty soon, which is nice. Looks like Tlemcen also just got some free independence, so it's time to remove that. It's also right around the time that we should invade Sardinia, so let's get that started too. Alright, well here goes Tlemcen. Munch. And the truce with Spain is going to come up pretty soon, so let's move these guys into the right positions. Brazil just released itself, and so did Paraguay. Well, I mean, alright. I would have liked those as colonies, but I guess they tend to release themselves a lot sooner these patches. Anyway, time to declare war. Alright, Rome has been occupied, and Spain... rip Spain up here. Well, it would be if I didn't roll some of the worst rolls I've ever seen. Oh, and Avignon is done. Alright, well, Finnish Italy certainly is getting a little bit larger these days. which is nice. And I can finish up these cores over here as well. Now, I can't actually core these either because I'm at war with Spain, who also happens to have cores there. So it looks like they barraged, so out of spite, I'm gonna do the same. Oh sure, when they barrage something, they get it immediately, but when I do, it just gives me an extra siege tick. And Japan is in, apparently, internal collapse, and is confusion. Well, I'll tell you what, that's given me a little bit of confusion. Majapahit Hit is doing that whole empire business down here. Very cool, I like it. And, oh, okay. Can someone explain to me why Japan is the, Emperor of China, and has Ming as a tributary? Now, I didn't think this timeline could get any worse, but, oh, baby, was I wrong. Alright, there goes the capital. Just gotta kick those pesky Spanish off of their own continent. Alright, well this is pretty much the end of Spain. Let me just... Oh, the entirety of Iberia, you say? Oh, don't mind if I do. Now, am I really gonna go to like 150% overextension just so that I take all of Iberia? Yeah. Beautiful, wonderful, 157.6% overextension. Don't you just love to see it? But, Finnish Iberia is looking pretty solid these days. Just gotta wait a few more years and then I can grab Portugal as well. Alright, well, we can basically consider Iberia scratched off the list. What's next? Now what I need is the rest of Italy, which is like 80% of it. I need to take all of France still, even though I've taken like 2 provinces, I still need to take a lot more. I'm gonna need to invade the Ottomans, take this region, take Cairo, snake into here, take all of this region, take all of the Balkans. I also need to take Wien, which I've been slowly snaking towards. Our job here is nowhere close to done. And it looks like the Mamluks just got some land back from my separatists in their land. It's literally free real estate. Unfortunately though, yeah, we have like a ton of separatism. I'm gonna have to deal with that still. See, a big problem is going to be the court and country though. If my stab drops below 3, that's gonna be annoying as hell. See, there's no problem with going to 150% overextension. All we're doing is rooting out all of the, fake Rome propagandists, you know? We're just trying to recreate the Roman Empire, and all of these weird insurgents, I mean... You see, they're just not loyal to the cause. So naturally, it's our duty to, get rid of them anyway. Looks like England has been exiled to Christmas Island. Well, I hope you enjoy the holidays. When are my truces done, actually? Yeah, I have more than enough truces to keep going, so this whole coalition is kind of a weird one to me. Don't really know where it came from. Teutonic officers. Well, I guess we're at that point where I might as well start building up some professionalism, so there we go. Oh yes, the events. The wonderful, wonderful events. I'm just gonna let those play themselves out. So I don't think Portugal's gonna join a coalition because they're at war, but once that's done, it's probably going to change things up a bit. Okay. Well, let's get rid of Portugal really fast then. You know, if I'm able to make 40 ducats a month, while also rooting out 35 ducats a month of corruption, I am sure as hell I can field another army. Okay, so despite my best abilities, I don't think I can find a way to declare war on Austria this time, as they've allied themselves with everyone inside the HRE. I mean, I could declare on the Commonwealth. You know what? Screw it. Let's declare on the Commonwealth. I'm sorry, Commonwealth. Sometimes you have to do what has to be done. And the beautiful cores are done. Alright, down to 0% overextension, which in this case is actually a bad thing, because I need to keep coring stuff. Alright, I think it's around that time that we grab ourselves Defender of the Faith. It's just gonna give us an extra missionary since we have so much more land to convert these days. So, are we done here, Portugal? Because I would very much like to be done here. I think that's a big ol' yes. I think we're finally done here. Alright, so Portugal's done. Iberia is 100% complete, which feels pretty nice. Now I just have to deal with Austria. Help me siege that down. Alright, well we're making good progress on Austria. I don't feel too confident about this one, but let's find out. Okay, turns out I was worried for absolutely nothing. And there goes Austria. RIP. Well, we siege that. Time to go to Wien. And how about this one too? Now, as you could have guessed, I'm actually not that interested in the Commonwealth's land that much. Well, none of it's needed, so what I can do is use the CB just to get less AE on Austria's land. Alright, grab some tech. Pretty nice. And the new idea group. Can't believe we lost like an 81%. If we lose this 99%, I'm probably just gonna Alt F4 and stop recording. Absolutely no way. Oh, there we go. Alright, the conditions are met. I kind of want them to hand over Wien, but that might still be just a little bit too much aggressive expansion. Instead, I can take like one province, maybe a second one, but not very likely. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, that's fine. As long as it's a long peace deal here, then it works out. Also, apparently the Ottomans are now guaranteeing the independence of the Commonwealth, but I already declared on them, so like what's the point of that? Alright, this is probably the best we're gonna get here. We're just one province away from Wien, and it feels pretty good. Now I think we're finally at that point where it's probably a good idea to start dismantling the Ottomans. They have one ally, and I could probably win a war. Well, maybe if I bring in the Timurids, we could definitely win. Alright, well, our economy is now the best in the world. It feels pretty nice. Our army, though, well, our army's not quite there yet. Alright, let's bring these guys over into here. Alright, well, we're pretty much prepared at this point. We're just gonna try and bring this guy over, and if he lives, then he lives, and if he doesn't, then that sucks. Well, if my fleet dies, then it dies, but let's see what we can do. Alright, 90% war score on the Ottomans without even touching Constantinople. Gotta admit, it feels pretty good. That's probably because we've reached max war score from battles alone, and they're taking war score on top of that, so it really just wasn't very necessary. Oh no. Not again. Well, we all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. And I think that's a pretty successful crusade right there. Alright, 121% overextension. Gotta admit, this is probably the most successful crusade in history. And to show you the power of Finland, I sawed this Ottomans in half. And with that, we are another massive step towards forming Rome. And you know, I really have to say, I did not expect it to go this well. Like, this is significantly ahead of time as far as I'm concerned. And with the Ottomans split in 3 different pieces, I'm probably gonna call this episode. But in today's episode, we went from owning a little bit of Iberia to the whole thing. We went and grabbed the North African coast, almost the entire thing. I just have to kick Tunis again for the rest of it. And we also went ahead and grabbed pretty much everything we need from the Ottomans in a single war. Well, everything we would need from a single war anyway. Constantinople, the whole strait, Jerusalem. We just have to worry about taking Cairo next time too. But yeah, oh wow, was that an entire adventure there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We're going to be coming back next time to keep on truce chaining the Ottomans out of existence. For now though, this is Quarbit signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. I'd like to give a shout out to all of the patrons for the month of September, especially those we have in the General tier: Justinian, Brennan Arcano, Torvald, and Farron. Those in the Prince tier: Natsuki, Rockbox 2020, and TFLJ Martis. Those in the King tier: Chewy Shoot and Quarbite. In the Elector tier we have Drunk Binary, and the Mad Lad in the Conqueror of Worlds tier is The Watcher. Thank you so much for your continued support and pledges. It means a lot to me, and you're helping to move this channel forward more than you know.